What's up, everybody? It's Jasmine. Yay! And today we're going to be watching Foodie Beauty's latest video about why her doctor's weight loss plan isn't for her. So I was like, when I saw the title of the video, I was like, oh, okay, here we go. And it's quite a long video, so I don't even know if we'll get through it. But I thought, you know what, let's do a reaction to it while I eat my dinner, which is a chorizo sausage with black garlic mayonnaise. Look at that. And I've also got some tomato sauce from Burger King. I don't know if it needs it, but we'll see. So yeah, we are going to watch it until we've finished our food or get bored or whatever. Yeah.
I'm saying this to you guys for accountability. I want you to help me through this journey. I really want to see this through, even if you don't think it's the right thing. I mean, at the end of it, if it doesn't work out for me, the worst thing that happened was I ate a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. Hey guys, hey, how are you? How are you? My computer just turned on. I do not have any of my hair stuff in that covers my bald spots. I'm going to see if my natural hair will grow back, like if it will, eating all the extra healthy food, if it will actually cause some kind of hair regrowth. I don't know. I heard that can happen. So I guess we'll just see. I'm gonna try to not be self-conscious and go out in public with my hair the way it is.
Yeah, just do you know.
Just, you know, see how that goes. So anyways, guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on talking more about this
18 minutes
medical medium thing. I know for a lot of you it looks like I just, because you only see the videos I put out, you know, like 30 minutes or less. And so, yeah, it kind of looks like I'm doing one thing one minute, and then the next I'm just doing another thing without any thought process that takes place in between. And I assure you there is a lot of thinking that goes into it. And I have gone back to, you know, I've teetered between plant-based, and I've gone back to eating animal products, and then holistic approach, blah blah blah. And I've done this a few times on my channel, and I always end up going back to trying holistic. I don't think I've given holistic healing enough time to really work. You guys are right. I don't stick with something long enough for it to work. And the way I explain that is that I'm not sure what is the right thing for me, but that's why I'm trying to find the right thing. And the thing that always makes me feel the best is the hardest thing to do, and that is to
love yourself.
Completely eliminate animal products and inflammatory foods from my diet. So like things like gluten, processed soy, GMO soy, animal products like dairy, especially processed meats and things like that. And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to preach that people, what they should eat and what they shouldn't eat. That's not it. I'm not trying to sound like I know everything. This is based on research that I've done myself and things that the way my body feels, and my conscience.
Let your body talk.
Emotionally, how I feel and things like that when I eat a certain way. So I picked up the Medical Medium book, and yes, the Medical Medium he's a medium, so he has a spirit guide who tells him what would make someone healthy, how they should eat, etc. So number one, I don't think that people should just completely dismiss somebody who has over 1 million followers and has helped tens of thousands of people without reading his book.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that the amount of people that are following you indicated like your level of trustworthiness.
By actual testimonials of people. And it's just so, I just have a hard time accepting that him recommending fruits and vegetables is seen as being crazy. But the weight loss doctor, now I have ovarian cysts, I have things, the things that this weight loss doctor is recommending for me to do have been linked to cancers and heart disease and things like that. So for example, like if I went to the weight loss doctor and I said, what should I have for a healthy snack? The nutritionist and the doctor, which the nutritionist gives you the plan that the doctor sets out. And it's not tailored just for you. It's tailored for the patients in his clinic. So everyone pretty much gets the same, unless depending on your weight. So she said, well, grab a turkey pepperette and snack on that with a Baby Bell cheese. And that goes against everything I always believed that. Because you guys think that the carbs are bad for me. The main thing that I always pegged out on the most was cheese and processed meats. I would buy like a pack of hot dogs and eat that. I would buy like a block of cheese and eat that. Or I would just eat, copious amounts of meat and cheese. And so for me, it's kind of a trigger, number one. But also number two, I believe that there is a link to dairy and animal products, and especially processed ones, and women reproductive issues. And I'm sure the weight loss doctor is recommending.
Okay. Thankfully, I'm done with my sausage, so I can stop watching this. Okay, so basically, she's explaining why she doesn't want to follow the doctor's instructions. And, the thing is that there are links between red meat and cancer, and there's all these different links, and processed food, it's not going to be the best thing for you, right? But when these doctors get these patients, they're taking people that, like Foodie Beauty, eat, copious amounts of bad stuff, right? And so what the doctors are trying to do is giving them a plan that they could follow, because if a doctor says to, a fat not a fat person, but, somebody who's obese, who's, looking at an early grave, if they give them a diet regimen that is just, organic food, and it's, fresh fruit and vegetables, and, no processed food or anything like that, you're going to fall off the wagon straight away, right? So what a doctor does is they work with the things that you like, the things that you eat, and then they take those things and they say, okay, you can have that, but you can't have that much of it. You can have a little bit. And they'll give you alternatives that sound like it'll be something that you would be able to stick to, right? So a doctor, they know that processed food isn't good for you, but they have to think about the fact that you're on a path to an early grave. And so they have to do whatever they can to get you off that path. And if that path means that you're still going to be eating processed food and food that isn't so great for you, so be it, because their goal is to, turn your life around. And you can turn somebody's life around with something that isn't necessarily the best thing for them, but it's better than, whatever they're doing right then and there, So if an overweight person came in and they were only eating, organic foods and nothing processed and anything like that, a doctor could work with that and say, okay, you've got a great start. The problem is that you're overeating. Then they could say, we'll take these things that you already eat, and then, these are the portions, and this is the different times of the day where you should be eating, and stuff like that. But because Foodie Beauty has, a massive problem with food, and she's eating, junk and stuff like that in large portions, a doctor isn't going to say, okay, just throw out all that food. You're gonna have to start with raw everything, and no red meats, and just no dairy and things like that. We're gonna go really hard and just change your whole diet super massively. You know what I mean? It's that, because that, if somebody said that to me, I'd be like, I can't do it, but if you start with a smaller step, hey, these things that you're eating, you can continue eating that, but you're gonna have to half your portion sizes, or you know, and then maybe next week you'll come back and they'll say, okay, well now you've halved them, we'll, you know, half them again. You know what I mean? So a doctor, they're not gonna try and freak you out by saying, okay, you know, you're never gonna eat any of those things that you like ever again. You know, they're not going to do that, because the person isn't going to stick to that, you know. And a doctor's biggest problem is patients not sticking to the plan that they give them. So what they have to do is they have to make it as easy as they can, you know. It's the same with other illnesses like depression and things like that. Like if you give someone a drug that has side effects that aren't, you know, they're not very pleasant, then the patient won't have like much willpower to continue with, you know, that medication, because, you know, what's the point if they're going to feel awful on this medication, right? So, you know, what a doctor looks for is something that is going to help you in a way that is going to be sustainable for you, that isn't going to change your life and, you know, make you freak out and not feel like you can cope with it, you know? So basically what she's doing is she's saying that she knows more than the doctor does. And that's totally fine, you know? Like, yeah, you can find healthier foods and stuff like that. But a doctor, you know, they're not there to hold your hand. They're giving you basically just a plan that you can work off of. And if you want to say, okay, I don't want to do this, this, and this. I want to eat completely, you know, raw foods, healthy, no red meats and things like that. Then, you know, it's your job to go out there and find those things, because a doctor or a nurse, they're not sitting there, you know, 24 hours a day thinking about how to make your diet perfect, you know? So, and I just think that it's really disrespectful that she's blaming the doctor, really, when, you know, these people, they have to find a balance between improving your life and not freaking you out by changing everything super suddenly, you know? So I just think that she's just not getting it, and she's just like, I'm not gonna follow that, I'm gonna do my own thing because I've done my own research. Well, like, you've done this by yourself for how many years and you're still at this point, you know? So yeah, I'm not yeah, it's a big problem. I think it's a big problem with all of these, you know, Amber and Reed and things like that. Like, they're all like this. They're like, oh, you know, well, those foods aren't good, so that means that this plan isn't good. It's not about being perfect. It's about making improvements to stop a very real problem, and that is that you are eating yourself to death. Okay, so you need to make changes, any changes, to get better. And then once you've made those first stage changes and you've stuck to that for a while, then you can start, you know, looking at more even healthier foods and things like that. But basically what Amber and Reed and Foodie Beauty are doing is they're starting at this point, this really bad point, and instead of like starting to go up the hill, they're like, no, I want to reach the top of the mountain first and stay up there. But you have to climb up the mountain to get to the top. You can't just, boom, you're on top of the mountain. You know, you've got to make small steps to get there, because it's really difficult to just hop on top of the mountain, you know? So yeah, that's going to be it for me today, guys. I don't want to watch anymore. I'm a little bit annoyed, but yes, I enjoyed my food, even though it might give me cancer. Yes. And that's okay. So, yeah, hey to everybody.